to our local league, and joining me while the cricket's going on in the background, and we're both peering over our screens watching it. Of course, he's Enfield town manager Andy, and Andy, bit of a mixed week, I suppose, results wise, but performances wise, and of course the big news this week is that I would assume that all Enfield fans are jumping up and down about is Mo's signed that contract that we spoke about last week. So, sort of good, bad, but I would have thought, you've given everybody a good run out as well last night against Bedfont Sports. So you must be quite happy.
Yeah, delighted. Yeah. So probably mixed week, and if you throw in last night's result, but as I said to you, we mixed the team up last night. We had a look at players who've been around us now, either training with us, some have been out on loans and come back in. So, disappointed with the outcome, but we got plenty out of it. But now the rest of the week's been fine. Fantastic on Saturday. We turned a 1-0 deficit round in really good, real good fashion. On Saturday, dug deep and pulled out a win that I have to say, perhaps I didn't think it was going to come. It was a difficult day on Saturday. Talking to Mo, I thought he had his, and I've said this to him, I thought he had his worst game in an Enfield shirt that I'd seen on Saturday. And then he produced a goal out of nothing. And obviously the other point you made, Dave, I'm delighted with him finally committing to stay with us. That's been an ongoing discussion right from close season when I convinced him to come back in, but he was always ever going to stay till Christmas. He had other options, but fair play to Mo. He's enjoying what he's doing. He's enjoying being part of it, and he wants to be here till the end of the season. So.
Yeah. As you said, fantastic for the fans, because when I came down on for that game against Worthing, you could see how much he was loved by the fans, and and he loved the fans as well. So a great guy, and it must be a big lift for the fans to actually have him all signed up for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a boost for everybody, Dave. It really is. So. Absolutely delighted with him coming in, committing, and the playing squad, management team, supporters especially. But been a while coming, but delighted to get it over the line.
So I suppose the big question that we've been asking for the last couple of times we've had a chat, sir, did Mr. Assistant Manager get a run out last night?
No, it was never a discussion. I think he had a game on Sunday. I don't know. So if he did, then he wouldn't have recovered, would he, for Tuesday? But no, that wasn't a discussion. I say we had we gave the sort of squad players a chance. Well, those who've been patient and waiting for the chance. We also gave some opportunities to players who've been around us most of the season, and a couple of academy boys as well, which was good. It was a from that perspective, from what we wanted out of it, it was a really good night. But the outcome wasn't what we wanted, because we wanted to win the game, and I thought we had. It was a game of few chances, I suppose. Both sides were pretty well drilled and organised defensively, but neither side looked like they could take a chance. And then we took one, and then we gave them a bit of a gift, a free header at a corner, and it went to penalties. So. But our penalties were woeful, Dave. I have to say we were dreadful. But
but I mean, on the plus side, I mean, I've just looked at a couple of results from last night that of course didn't actually sort of involve yourself as such, but it proves, I suppose, the last couple of sort of league games that you've had, how good those results have been when you see that Casuals went to Bowes and Pitsea and turned them over 2-1. You saw East Thurrock, who played Lewis last night, and with a surprise return of Jim Cooper last night in an interim. And East Thurrock win 2-0 against Lewis. So, putting that sort of into perspective, I mean, that means the two results you did have against East Thurrock and Crimping Casuals were some great results.
Yeah, and don't forget, there's been a good week without playing in the league, Dave, because Folkestone lost on Monday night as well. So it's pretty much cemented us in second place. But I was I was more than a little bit surprised by the East Thurrock and Lewis result. Probably not so surprised by Corinthian Casuals. I mean, that doesn't affect us where we are in the league, but they're a half decent side, and it's been a good week in that sense, Steve, without us playing. And with the FA Trophy this weekend, we can come back to the league next week, and we're still in. I think we're firmly in second now because everybody's caught up with the games, I think, haven't they? So.
Trophy the weekend. No Biggleswade. I mean, a team that that were in are in Harlow's league. And so I mean, it's still going to be one of those tough games having to go to to a step below you. I mean, it's one of those ones that they always call sort of like a bit of a sticky game. That you want to go there and put the performance in.
No, sorry, Dave. It's Biggleswade Town who are at our level. It's the other.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It's the other Biggleswade. Yeah, Biggleswade Town who are at in Step 3 in the Southern League in the Central Division. So yeah, it's going to be a very evenly matched game for sure. I did 10 years managing in the Southern League. I do think it's by and large a different style of football in those leagues. That's dictated by the teams who kind of sit at the top there, and it'll be a more direct style and probably a bit more how can I put it, robust than we're perhaps used to, but every week. But we know that. I know the manager very well there, Chris Nubb. It's going to be an interesting afternoon, but one we're looking forward to. I say we're in good shape, and we had a good battle last Saturday as well. It wasn't easy. Conditions weren't great down at Corinthian Casuals, and we had to dig in, Dave, in the latter parts of the game, and it was a real battle down there to get back on level terms and then to win it. So we're well prepared and looking forward to it.
And then, of course, in the midweek game next week against Bishop Stortford, which will be another really big game.
Well, we thought October was demanding, but November's turning out to be just the same. Yeah, we've had 2 or 3 rearranged games gone in. We got Tuesday night games with Stortford, Hornchurch, and I think Bowers. Well, that Bowers might have slipped into December, but tough run, Dave, and it's going to test our credentials, and we'll see if we are, good enough to remain where we are. So real tough week, and we got 1 or 2 injuries, and we got 1 or 2 missing, say with injuries. So it's going to be an even bigger challenge. But got adaptability in the squad. Proved last night. We got strength in depth as well. So we will. We're looking forward to it. Why wouldn't we? We're playing well. We're scoring goals. We're not conceding many, and there's a lot of confidence in the group at the moment, Dave.
So who have you lost for the weekend?
Player wise, Scott Thomas is injured still. The captain. He's got a hamstring injury that's proving stubborn to heal. And I've got a couple of other. I think everybody else will be okay. We got Rian Bray and Nathan Smith back last night, and they got through 90 minutes, so that's a real boost. The others are just more sort of niggling injuries, but I think Dave always confident that they'll pull through.
Absolutely. Well, listen, mate, we wish you all the very, very best, and for the weekend, and hopefully keeping it up. And again, I've seen that on the club advertising the new shirt, and I'll be honest with you, out of all the shirts I've seen in a long, long time, I think that is a really, really lovely shirt. So getting close to Christmas, Enfield fans, make sure you go out there and get your new shirt, because I think in years to come that will be a very sought after shirt with, of course, WWE NXT on the front of the home shirt. But Andy, a massive thank you, for joining us again today. Wish you all the very, very best for the weekend, and we'll speak again next week.
Thanks to you, Dave. Cheers.